Good afternoon, welcome to Basketball New Zealand's coverage of the Aon U19 Nationals in 2018. We have a great matchup for you here in our second semi-final. We have Harbour up against Manawatu, two very talented teams with a bit of a storied past. My name is Josh Davis. I'll be commentating with you today for this semi-final and our two women's semi-finals after this, so please stick around. We've got some great games here at the North Shore Event Centre, aka the Mecca of New Zealand basketball. So here's our team list for Harbour 8. Caleb Langridge, Ethan Mandino, Jared Thornton, Jaden Boucher. They are capably led by Kruz, Perrott-Hunt, the point guard from Rosmini, Logan McIntosh, Matthew Sokol, Peter Jenkins, Samuel Meninga, Tom Cowie, and there are also a couple of other players who weren't on that list. We also have, I believe we have Joseph Hilton and Jack Burton as well are on that list. So Kruz Perrott-Hunt is the key for Harbour. He's their talisman. Everything goes through him. They also have Tom Cowie, who's recently moved up from Southland for this season to play at Westlake. So they've got some talented guards. Ethan Mandino at Rangitoto as well has got some big game experience now, and Samuel Meninga on the inside is an improved player for Westlake. Also, so here's our team for Manawatu: Cooper Boyce Towler, Jacob Collis, Jack McKinley, the NZ under-17 rep, Cade Muru, Lachlan Scott, Matthew O'Connell, who grew up playing reps for Taranaki, so he's joined a talented squad here. Mikiata Marsh, Oscar Oswald, who's a perennial talent at this age group, constant New Zealand rep all throughout the age groups, tournament teams in most of these tournaments. We also have Tane Evans, and we have Tama Fama Osili, who's a big weapon for Manawatu. So looking at the matchups, again, Manawatu, they have a core here of gone up against Harbour in multiple rep tournaments throughout the years, and under 15s with these kids 4 years ago. Manawatu won the final against Harbour. 2 years after that, Harbour beat Manawatu in the final of under 17 Nationals on this court, and now they match up again in their last time at representative level in New Zealand. Matthew O'Connell is a big addition to this. He's, like I said earlier, he's played reps for Taranaki, has played for New Zealand teams, very experienced player, as a New Zealand under-18 player last year. Tamafama Osili as well has scored well at this tournament. He's a New Zealand representative. And then you have Oscar Oswald, their captain, who's a really strong player in age group basketball and starred at Palmerston North Boys High School over the years, where he was coached by Miles Pearce, who was the coach for Manawatu. So he's got a lot of experience. Coached in big games, coached a lot of this group, so he's got a great rapport with them. And on the other side of the court you have Matt Lacey coaching the Harbour boys, who Matt obviously won secondary school nationals, the Schick championships with Rosmini last year, so he's one of our great up-and-coming coaches in New Zealand basketball. So we have a great matchup in terms of the players, and then we also have a great matchup in terms of the coach as well. So it's going to be a great game. We've got, starting here for Harbour, we've got Kruz, Perrott-Hunt, Tom Cowie, Jaden Boucher, Peter Jenkins, Samuel Meninga. So that's a good lineup for Harbour. On the Manawatu side of the ball, we've got Matthew O'Connell, Oscar Oswald, Cooper Boyce Towler, Tamafama Osili, and then we also have Jake McKinley, who is the New Zealand under-17 rep and has played, a lot of this group for the Manawatu team is playing minutes at the moment for the Jets in the NBL. So this is not going to be a moment that frightens them. So here we go, starting off with Matt O'Connell against Tom Cowie, and we look to get a high elbow entry to Cooper Boyce Towler. Peter Jenkins gets that three splashed in his face. Can't do much more than that. He had a high hand, but great job finishing. I think it was Jake McKinley. That's for a 4. He's a big boy. He's very skilled and versatile. And Tom Cowie looks to come off that screen. Sam Meninga is not afraid of shooting the ball. He's improved a great deal over the last year or so. Spent a lot of time in the gym with Westlake boys Prem coach Zach Fitzgerald. He's put a lot of work in to advance his game. And Harbour late in the shot clock there. They're going to have 1 second on the shot clock to get a shot up, and it may not even be that much. We don't have a... it doesn't go down to the milliseconds on our shot clock here, so it could be less than a second for all we know, and it probably is. And they can't draw iron, and Manawatu will look to push it up the other end of the court. This will be an interesting matchup. Tom Cowie, the New Zealand under-17 star point guard, matched up against Matthew O'Connell. Kruz, Perrott-Hunt up against Tamafama Asili. Bit of breaker action there. And we'll look to get that late on ball for Kruz. He's deadly out of on balls, great at making reads. Went to the rim, couldn't quite get the finish there. And Manawatu have done a good job defensively to clog up what Harbour wants to run offensively. So this will be an interesting matchup also. Oscar Oswald against Sam Meninga. Oscar Oswald is a stalwart of high-level rep basketball. Sam is still relatively inexperienced. He had an injury sort of hit season in under-17s last year. I don't believe he got to play at Nationals, so you know, that'll be an interesting challenge for him. And that's a good shot for Tom Cowie. You can't give that up if you're Manawatu, but they were lucky that he couldn't quite get it to drop. A bit of a mismatch inside there with Cooper Boyce Towler up against Tom Cowie, but they wave it off and they bang home the 3 for an early 6-0 lead. Again, similar to Canterbury in terms of, you know, every player on Manawatu is skilled offensively. They can, you know, they're versatile. They can do a lot of, you know, pass, shoot, dribble, great transition look. They're not scared of taking those shots. So it'll be interesting to see how they attack Harbour. They're looking to get early opportunities. If they're there, they're not shying away from them, and they get a little bit too open. A great cross screen from Jaden Boucher there for Sam Meninga. So Manawatu will need to be a lot better at talking that through. That's, you know, a pretty easy action to defend at this age group. So they'll need to be much better at dealing with that, Manawatu. Great attack from Matt O'Connell. Great drop-off pass. Just deflected out of bounds by Kruz, Perrott-Hunt. Peter Jenkins gets a bit lost. Oh, and makes the great Peter Jenkins recovery. He's known for his defensive intensity, shall I say, and did a great job recovering after initially not defending that action super well. And that time he gets blown by, and Manawatu finished at the rim. So that's an early 8-2 lead. Nice early punch screen there from Sam Meninga. Great pass from Kruz, Perrott-Hunt. That's a great shot. Great job, Kruz. Kruz was patient there, drew those 2 defenders, scanned the court, found the opening, and that's a great shot. It's handy when your 5 can stretch out and shoot that. Makes things a lot easier offensively. Great tip from Peter Jenkins. And now Tom Cowie will look to push in transition. Peter Jenkins with an on ball for Tom Cowie. And Jaden Boucher with a typical extra effort play. Finds Tom Cowie for the 3, can't get it to go. Peter Jenkins, the O board, and can't get that to go, and a good rebound for Tamafama Asili. Matt O'Connell thinks he's found his matchup there. Goes at Jaden Boucher. And that's what playing against men for a season will do to you. He's used to going against high-level import guards and professional players. So this is not, you know, when you get down to the age group stuff again, this does feel a bit easier by comparison. He found his matchup and he went at him. That's a great endorsement for the program that the Jets have going on there down in Palmerston North under Tim McTamney. He's done a great job with a really young team this year. So if you're Harbour, again, you need to be wary of three-point shooters for Manawatu. You need to make sure you're containing dribble penetration, make sure you're talking through off-ball screening actions. They got caught a couple of times on baseline inbound plays. And Manawatu, you're focused on the same kind of stuff. Look to push and transition if you can. Use your... There are a few potential mismatches in terms of size and strength on the court. You'd look to keep looking for those and just being solid and keying in on the key players for Harbour. So Kruz, Perrott-Hunt and Tom Cowie are the two big threats. Maybe you need to make sure you're staying attached to Sam Meninga on those pick and pop threes as well as a threat that they may need to contain. O'Connell finishes the M1 play. Kruz, Perrott-Hunt comes off the on-ball. Can't knock down the three. Was short on that one. And Oscar Oswald dangerous in transition. Bit of contact there. Could have been a foul call against Caleb Langridge, who's checked into the game for Peter Jenkins. That is a tough finish. Jack McKinley, high-level basketball player, and he'll like that matchup against Sam Meninga. Manawatu called for the foul there. Sam Meninga, a trialist at the recent New Zealand Under-17 selection camp for the World Cup. Will be a good experience for him. Looking ahead to the future. As Kruz, Perrott-Hunt comes off that on-ball from Caleb Langridge. Caleb's a capable shooter from the three-point line. If you're Manawatu, you're probably living with him shooting, so you have to pick your poison in those situations. You'd probably rather Kruz, Perrott-Hunt gives the ball up to Caleb Langridge on that, so that's the way to defend that action. So now they have a play that Kenny Stone popularised, horns down, where point guard went off a flare screen and they looked to duck in Oscar Oswald from the corner for a little layup. They couldn't quite get it to go. And there's a foul called on the play. It's always good to see coaches finding plays from other teams. I recall that play being used by Rangitoto College against Miles Pierce at Secondary School Nationals. So it's great that he's added that little thing to the play to the arsenal. It's always advised as a coach to be constantly looking out for little plays, little things that you can add. Jack Burton's into the game with a long two, I believe. Bit of a coach goal. You probably want that one to be behind the three-point line, but it's good that he's come off the bench and he's made that shot nice and early. So Oscar Oswald looks to attack. Well, there was space for a cut there, potentially for Jack Burton. Set the screen for Kruz, Perrott-Hunt, and he is stuffed at the rim by Oscar Oswald. He's a great shot blocker for a wing. Seen that over the years. And that's a great shot for Matthew O'Connell. Can't get it to drop. Again, they look for that cross screen for Meninga. Kruz, Perrott-Hunt with the 3. If he starts to get his eye in, that's a problem. Manawatu. Osgorswald with a good little punch screen to look to free up O'Connell. It's a great pass. And that's a great little step through move by Jake McKinley, but he couldn't quite get it to go. He's such a threat all over the court, from the perimeter, from inside. He's a tough cover. Kruz, Perrott-Hunt again, ties the ball game. Back-to-back threes from Kruz, Perrott-Hunt, the captain for Harbour. And that's a lovely little play there from Caleb Langridge. He's another one of those players who just does the right things, all the little things that go into winning basketball. So that's a nice little play from him to get a deflection and get a position for his team. As Lachlan Scott checks into the game. And Kruz thinks he's got the mismatch, goes at him, couldn't get the M1 to finish, but Kruz is such a diverse offensive game. He's ostensibly a point guard, but he's got great footwork and surprising strength on the block as well. So anytime there's a mismatch or a perceived mismatch, you know, Matt Lacey will be looking to exploit that for his team as the first free throw rims out. Makes the second. As Harbour make a substitution. Peter Jenkins back into the game, and Ethan Mandino makes his first appearance in the game. We've got Harbour with a lead of 14-13 with 2 minutes to go here in the first. Kind of look to be in some sort of a zone there. Caleb Langridge with the rebound. So you'd imagine Coach Matt Lacey will be looking. That's a great little step through move by Kruz. Couldn't get the drop. Peter Jenkins keeps the ball alive. Looked like Kruz got over the push in the back there. And Harbour turned the ball over. You'd imagine Coach Matt Lacey will be looking to keep in one of Tom Cowie or Kruz Perrott-Hunt at all times. They are essentially the engine that will make this team tick. So, you know, as point guards and shot creators for them and themselves, you'd like to have at least one of those players in the game at all times. As Jake McKinley steps out for the long 2, just had his toe on the line, but it's a great look. Ethan Mandino coming for triple post action, gets stuffed again by Oscar Oswald. He is a threat, and it's a foul called in transition there, but Oscar Oswald, he has deceptively long arms, and he's great timing and anticipation on those shots. So Harbour settling into a 2-3 zone here just to mix up the looks. And Oscar Oswald penetrates that with ease for the M1. So silky, he's got such great body control and touch at the rim. He just found the weak gap in the defense and had the dexterity to finish with soft touch at the rim. It's not really what you want coming out of your 2-3 zone. You don't want to be giving up that dribble penetration to the heart of your defense. That's really what you want to be trying to avoid. Bit of pressure by Manawatu, and Harbour unfortunate to get away with that. They weren't quite ready for that, it seemed. To get a little handoff for Kruz and then into an on ball. Caleb will pop. And Kruz gets the foul call at the rim. Not sure about that one. No, maybe there's a bit of contact by Jake McKinley on the arm there. And Peter Jenkins comes up with the offensive rebound and draws the foul. And both teams are in the bonus now, so any time there is a foul, the team that is fouled will go to the free throw line. Peter Jenkins gets the first one to drop. And finishes the second one. So that'll be 18-17 to Manawatu. Might look for a 2-for-1 here. Matt O'Connell looked to push it, and I think he anticipated that in a great pass from Lachlan Scott. Dropping that off to Jacob Collis. So Harbour will look to wait for the last shot here. About a second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. They'll try and get a shot up late enough so that Manawatu don't get another shot. Great little pass from Kruz, Perrott-Hunt to Jack Burden. Couldn't get to go. Kruz at the buzzer. Can't drop either, and that'll finish the first quarter. So that's 20-17 to Manawatu, and a sort of back and forth game here. I think it feels like we're in for more of a close game than we had in that first semi-final. So Manawatu again. They'll be so we'll be right back after a short ad break. Right, so welcome back. We are at the first quarter break here at the North Shore Event Centre, the mecca of New Zealand basketball. We have Manawatu ahead 20-17. They've probably had the better of the first quarter, but I feel a little bit, I feel like they probably could have had a bigger lead. Harbour will feel like they're doing well to be where they're at right now. Coach Matt Lacey will be looking to try and generate probably some more looks at the rim. At the moment, they're settling quite a lot for jump shots. It's easy to say that they've gone to the rim, and Oscar Oswald has blocked about 3 shots already at the rim. So it's easy to say that, but given the rim protection that Manawatu have, it does make life difficult for Harbour. Manawatu, again, from what I see, they have quite a couple of mismatches at a couple of positions in terms of size and strength, and they'll look to exploit those over the next quarter and just make sure that they key in on those key players for Harbour. As Tom Cowie checks back in, and we get our first sighting of Joseph Hilton. Joseph Hilton back after a long layoff with injury. He had a lot of injury problems over the last year, so it's good to have Joseph Hilton back in that Harbour jersey. And we get Tom Cowie coming off the screen, and we look to get that on ball from Sam Meninga. And looks like Oscar Oswald took a bit of contact there, but they've given the ball to Harbour regardless. I feel like Manawatu will feel a bit like Harbour's getting some home cooking there. Sam Meninga with a nice sort of fadeaway and nice touch, gets the roll on the rim to bring Harbour back within 1 point. And Scott comes off the screen. And O'Connell can't get it to go, and Peter Jenkins cleans up the defensive rebound with Tom Cowie pushing in transition. Jack Burden for the 3 from the corner, and he gets it to go. And that's the lead for Harbour. O'Connell looking to penetrate again. That's a nice finish. Tom Cowie coming off the double on ball. Jack Burden coming off the stagger screen. Peter Jenkins loses the ball. Great hands from Lockie Scott. Stays on that left hand, and you can't let him. We have a bit of pushing and shoving after the fact. Tom Cowie would be lucky not to get a unsportsmanlike or attack there. He seemed to give a two-handed push to Lachlan Scott, who is well within his rights to talk a bit of trash after making an M1 layup. That's within his God-given rights as a basketball player. So Tom Cowie may be a bit lucky there to avoid the unsportsmanlike or the technical. And that should be Manawatu ball. That came off Joseph Hilton there. It's good to see that emotion. Good to see that these kids care about this. Oswald looks to go at Joe Hilton. Joe can't stay in front. And that is a... Wow, they called a travel before the contact. Miles Pearce was none too pleased about that. Lachlan Scott did a great job with the shot fake to draw the contact, but he shuffled the feet a little bit. Tom Cowie finds Sam Meninga on the pick and pop. It's a dangerous look for him, but Oscar Oswald gets the steal. Lockie Scott in transition. That's where they can be dangerous. Tom Cowie almost drops the ball as he's putting his mouth guard in his mouth. We'll get that punch and pop again for Sam Meninga. Good read there, good ball movement. Shot in the corner for Joe Hilton. Can't get it to go, and he got a push in the back from Tamafama Silly. That's 26-22 to Manawatu. Quickly take that lead back after Harbour got their first lead for a while. Five seconds left on the shot clock. They've been late getting into their offense here after that inbound, and Sam Meninga can't get that mid-range shot to drop. A fine shot. That's an acceptable shot late in the shot clock. You're not going to be too displeased with that. Lockie Scott looking to get cooking, but he turns the ball over after the dual penetration. 5 on 4 here, and Harbour can't take advantage of it. Potentially a bit more ball movement, they could have taken advantage of the transition opportunity. That's also a good opportunity. Tom Cowie cannot be left open. He will make you pay most of the time. And Tamafar Marceli would normally knock that down, couldn't quite get it to go. And they call... I'm not sure what the call was there, but it's Manawatu ball. They're going to... Miles Pearce signals for some sort of pinch post elbow play, it seems. Good thing I'm not playing. I got the play call wrong. That looked like there's a bit of contact there. Peter Jenkins gets away with it, as he tends to do. Kruz brings it up, gets that early wing on ball. Great pass from Kruz. Perrott-Hunt not quite on the money though. Great idea for the pass. Sam Meninga is short. Kruz with the offensive rebound. Hits a cutting Sam Meninga. And finally realizes he's open and he lays it in. Great cut, great pass from Kruz Perrott-Hunt. Great passing vision, as he's already exhibited on multiple plays in the game so far. Great contact in the chest from Kruz Perrott-Hunt. Late shot clock, 4 seconds to go. Oscar Oswald, can't get it to finish. And Tom Cowie looked to keep it in off the Manawatu player. And that's led to an and one. Probably wanted to just be a bit more composed if he just got in the air and then looked for a team. He had 3 teammates against 2 defenders. He probably could have found the open person, but he looked to shoot the ball off on the Manawatu players, and it didn't pay dividends in the end. That's 28-27 now, Manawatu. And Jacob Collis couldn't quite convert the N1, and Jaden Boucher gets fouled by Peter Jenkins. Peter Jenkins cannot turn off his defensive motor. He's fouling his own teammates now. He's a winner. Can't turn that off. And again, they get that cross-screen look for Sam Meninga. He's struggling with that a little bit still, Manawatu. Sam Meninga converts the first free throw. And makes the second, and that takes the lead out to 29-28 to Harbour with 5 minutes, 30 seconds to go. Great denial there from Peter Jenkins. They wanted to get that reversal through McKinley. Sorry, not McKinley. Cade Mudu was who they were trying to reverse the ball to there. But great job by Peter Jenkins, and they've called a foul. That will send Jacob Collis to the free throw line. It's probably not a foul that you want to give away if you're Peter Jenkins. A little touch foul on the elbow. Perrott-Hunt, adding to his versatile offensive game, has now shown his abilities as a towel boy. If the whole basketball thing doesn't work out for him, you know, he could be one of those kids at under the basket at the Breakers games, cleaning up the sweat. So that's always a career prospect for Kruz. Shown a great aptitude for that. I'm actually not sending any offensive rebounders to the free throw on that free throw is a bit curious. You'd wonder what the rationale behind that would be. One in the bonus. Kruz with a great look away with his eyes, gets the defense to shift, and he finishes on the reverse with his left hand. That's a great offensive play from the New Zealand under-18 representative. Tom Cowie fighting inside. Bit of contact, great finish, Jacob Collis there. Jacob Collis, sorry. Kruz looked like he had a bit of a lane to the hoop there. Kruz couldn't finish the acrobatic shot through traffic. Jacob Collis finds McKinley. And a steal. Jaden Boucher gets it to Meninga. Oof. He looked to dunk it on Jacob Collis. Couldn't quite get it to go, but drew the contact. Meninga knocks down the first free throw. No one in foul trouble. Jaden Boucher, the only person with more than 1 foul. He's on 2. Apart from that, no foul trouble at the moment. Harbour has the lead 33-31 with 4 minutes to go. And back in that 2-3 zone. Great look from Lachlan Scott. And Cooper Boyce Towler, the second effort. He's going to have to do better to keep him off the boards. Great look again from Kruz, that whip pass. Peter Jenkins fakes the handoff, gets to the rim, finishes the hand one. He's such an unorthodox player. He's more effective than he looks sometimes. Great job faking the dribble handoff, seeing the defense was fully geared towards disrupting or guarding that action, and then saw his opportunity to take it to the rim, where he, even though he's right-handed, he prefers to finish with his left hand around the rim. Can't finish off the N1. From Silly, moves the ball up the court, reverses it. Kane Evans in the game. And great job, Jaden Boucher again, diving on the loose ball. Peter Jenkins with the pass for a cutting Boucher. Looked like he travelled there, not called. And Manawatu ball. Inside for the mismatch. Kruz looks like he's given up the foul there. Cade Mudu was posting him up, and in order for Kruz to try and fight for position, he gave away the foul. We have Matthew Sokol. He's checked into the game for the first time for Harbour, formerly of Rosmini College. Quick hands there from Kruz, and he looks to run in transition, and they've caught an unsportsmanlike foul there. Great hands from Kruz, and then the presence of mind to push the ball in transition, and Manawatu couldn't help. Tried to slow the breakdown, but it's been adjudicated as an unsportsmanlike foul, I believe, because play wasn't made on the ball there. So it'll be one more shot for Harbour, and then possession. Harbour possession from the side. Kruz can't knock down the second free throw. 36-33. Harbour, 3 minutes left in the half. Cross screen and triple post action. Kruz coming off that screen. Finds Caleb Langridge for the three. Can't get it to go. Great offensive rebound by Jack Burton. And he clears it out. Tom Cowie punch screen from Matt Sokol. And Tom Cowie with the floater at the end of the shot clock. It's a big shot for Harbour as they go up 5 now. And timeout for Manawatu. Looks to arrest a bit of that momentum. It seems like over the last few minutes that Harbour's winning those 50-50 balls, the loose balls, the offensive rebounds, that kind of stuff. That's the thing that really annoys you as a coach, that effort level stuff, and that would be the first thing that I'm sure Miles is addressing in that timeout. Again, for Harbour, just staying solid in your defense. They're doing well at the moment, defending Manawatu, securing defensive rebounds and staying solid. So the focus will just be on staying in it, staying in your stuff, making sure that you don't force anything out of what they've been doing all season and what they've been working on all season. So again, an interesting little period here. Manawatu need to get some stops and just consolidate a little bit on defense. Find that extra level of effort for those loose balls. Here we go. Interesting to see what Harbour's in defensively. They're back into man. They're looking for Cooper Boyce Towler there. Couldn't get it, but Harbour give away a soft foul there. The player fading away from the hoop. It's not ideally what you want, and both teams in the bonus. So every foul from now on will be free throws. Jake Burden comes away with the rebound. Maybe could look to push here while the Manawatu players get back, but Harbour can't take advantage of that in time. Kruz, great change of pace, fine scaled language. I think they might have caught a foul. And Kruz had the ball earlier. That'll send him to the free throw line as both teams win the bonus. Makes the first. And again, the second one rolls out. So again, Manawatu have been stifled a little bit in this quarter. They'll just scored 14 points so far. They'll look to get some good looks. It was a bit contested there for Tamafa Marsili. So Harbour again running that Spurs motion weak offense, looking for that cross screen and then the guard coming off the triple post action. And we've called a foul there. Yep, that was a foul. Jake McKinley, I think they called the hip check. Matt Sokol knocks down the free throw to make it 40-34. Oscar Oswald comes off. Looks to hit the three in Tom Cowie's face. Can't get it to go. Front rim. Kruz attacking downhill off the punch screen. And Jack Burden with another long two. Matt Lacey will be happy to see the ball going in the hoop. He'll be a little frustrated about Jack Burden having his foot on the line again. But again, you'll take the points. Jake McKinley not giving up. Great second effort. Harbour's got to do a better job boxing out as a team there. Kruz with the bullet pass. And Jack Burden knocks down the three. This time he gets the puppies in order behind the line. 9-point lead now for Harbour. Taking another stop and a score here. They're going with all the momentum. Great pass from Jake McKinley. Great look. Cade Mudu finishes at the rim. Harbour will look to get the last shot. Here there's about 2 seconds difference between the shot and game clock, so they'll try and get the clock, make sure they have the last shot, make sure Manawatu don't get another opportunity to shoot. Again, Kruz has been so deadly off those punch screens, making great reads, drops it off for Sokol. Can't get it to go, and out of bounds. Wonder if Matt Lacey has another timeout here he might use to draw up a baseline out of bounds play. Does have a timeout left. Lex not. Yes, he is going to use it. He is going to use it. Oh, he's trying, but it's going to be too late. Tried to ask for the timeout, couldn't get it. And Harbour don't get a good look off. There's 2 seconds left. So there was a differential between the shot and game clock, and I think Miles Pearce will use that. Use his last time out to see if he can draw up a full court look. So the key for Miles Pearce here will be that he wants to try and draw up as high a percentage look that he can get, whilst also avoiding the risk of turning the ball over, especially in his own half, and giving Harbour a chance to get a look. So he has to juggle a little bit what he wants to do offensively in terms of generating a high percentage shot, with the risk factor of if his team turns it over in his own half, he could potentially look a little silly if there's a basket by Harbour here to end the half. So it'll be interesting to see what he draws up. He might potentially have an Oscar Oswald passing from the baseline, maybe a catch at halfway, and then see if you can get offensive players running off that and then try and get a look. Or maybe he'll just get someone running downhill off a screen around his own free throw line and then look to push for a dribble or so, and then just try and get a high percentage look, potentially draw a foul. So once the Manawatu player catches, try and draw contact. You do go to the free throw line if you draw a foul here. So it'll be interesting to see how Manawatu manage this. Actually, the ball's going to be inbounded from the sideline, I believe. So that makes it a bit easier. Advance the ball up a little bit further than I thought. Interesting alignment. Matt O'Connell turns the ball over. Time at the buzzer. And there's that risk. He almost got fouled there as well, you'd think. So interesting into the half. Harbour with a little surge to end it. Harbour with a little surge to end the half, and now it's an interesting discussion at halftime. If you're Miles Pearce, I guess the overall message would be, you guys aren't playing your best basketball at the moment, but you guys are still well within the game, and that'll lead to believe that there's a good chance to push on in the second half. So we're going to have a quick ad break, and we'll be back for the second half after this. And we're back for the second half of this second semi-final. The winner of this has Canterbury in the final tomorrow. It's been a back and forth game. We'll see how these teams come out of the half. So we have really exciting couple of events coming up. Our Tall Blacks playing against Hong Kong in Rotorua, and the big game China at Spark Arena. 28th of June, 1st of July, those will be really big games. It's great to get this high-level international basketball on our home turf. Also, you can pre-order your merch for the under-17 and under-15 Aon Nationals. Two much anticipated events coming up in the July school holidays. And you can also get yourself some cool Tall Blacks merch as well. All right, so we reset with Harbour up 45-38 over Manawatu. Again, as I alluded to before the break, Manawatu will feel as if they're not playing their best. They have plenty of space to top their effort in the first half. They will not at all be flummoxed or stressed out about this. They are an experienced team. They've been in big games before. Miles Pearce has obviously coached in big games before. They will not be frightened of the moment. They'll stay. They're mature, experienced basketball players relative to their age, and they'll think that they have a great chance of coming back in this for Harbour. It's staying with what's got you to this point. I mean, Kruz, Perrott-Hunt's been very dangerous off those early punch screens, getting into the heart of the defense and then just making decisions. If you're Manawatu, you may want to address how you defend that. You may want to try and get the ball out of Kruz's hands. You may want to get a hard show or double team him out of the on ball to try and get the ball out of his hands, try and make other players make decisions. It'll be interesting to see if there's any of those sorts of adjustments from Miles Pearce here. It may just be he wants to stay solid in his defense and trust the principles and everything that's gotten them to this point. So we'll see how we go. Manawatu inbounds the ball straight away into a handoff, and on ball for Oscar Oswalt going against Sam Meninga against Caleb Langridge, and they defend it quite well. And the turnover, Kruz got a touch on it, couldn't keep it. Jake McKinley with the N1, no, couldn't get it to drop, but you'd hope to see Jake McKinley be more involved in the offense for Manawatu in this half. He's such a talented player, especially offensively. He has so many different ways to score the ball. He can shoot from the perimeter. He's got great footwork and strength and finishing ability around the rim. Just can't get that first free throw to drop. And makes the second. That brings Manawatu within 6, and a little bit of pressure there, a little bit of token pressure from Matt O'Connell to see if they could force a little turnover, maybe just to get Harbour to drain a bit more shot clock, and they get into that Spurs motion weak offense again. Jack Burden coming off the triple post. Couldn't quite get his feet set. Oh, and that may be a tough call on Tamafama Asili. Looks a bit nonplussed about that one. May have been hard done by there. So top scorers at the half for Harbour: Kruz, Perrott-Hunt with 12 points, Sam Meninga with 13, and Jack Burton with 11 off the bench, providing maybe some unexpected firepower, much needed, especially in big games. You need those players the other team hasn't necessarily scouted in depth to come through and make a difference. And Kruz just so smooth off the pull-up mid-range jumper there. Matt O'Connell with the lefty floater, he can't get it to drop. Caleb Langridge pulls down the rebound. Jake McKinley with 12 points leads Manawatu at the half, and Matt O'Connell has 8. Matt O'Connell might look to be like he was there, a bit more aggressive, and Kruz, with a dime and one. So dangerous, his combination of ability to go off the dribble and his high IQ passing vision, so dangerous. And Sam Meninga did a great job of wheeling to the front of the rim there for an easy layup. from the dime from Kruz. And finishes off the M1 play. Suddenly, Harbour leads by 11. Matt O'Connell looked for that little hook pass to the wing that you can get once you drive baseline. It was anticipated by Kruz. He's playing at such a high level. Oh, and he just gets the ball tipped out of his hands. And they've called just an out of bounds play, so it'll be sideline ball for Harbour there. Oh, and there's the turnover there from Kruz. That Tamafama Asili did a great job anticipating that pass. He's read. He's seen what Kruz is doing, what reads Kruz is making out of the on balls and dribble penetration, and he knew that whip pass was coming back to the weak side, the wing. Anticipated it, got out in transition, drew the foul. It's a high IQ play there from Tamafama Asili, and finishes the first. Knocks down the first free throw. And converts the second. That brings us to 50 to 41. And Kruz has had a couple of a turnover and a loose carry, if you could call it that. Last possession, they go to Sam Meninga again. Can't get that to drop. He might be suffering from a bit of fatigue. He's played heavy minutes, if not the entire game so far. Great pass. O'Connell turns down the open shot, settles for the pull-up, can't get it to go. Cade Mudu doing a great job being active on the offensive rebounds. Sam Meninga is looking a bit fatigued, but he's had a bit of rest, so he'll keep getting rotated with Caleb Langridge, Peter Jenkins, Matt Sokol. They'll keep rotating that, but we'll look to keep Sam on for once the game. He opens up the court quite a lot for Kruz, especially with his ability to shoot from the perimeter. Frank McKinley with the low catch and in the corner, and it's a hard shot to make when you're catching the ball at your ankles trying to go up and shoot. Kruz drives back in the corner and he drops the three from the corner. A la Steph Curry off the dribble penetration, scooting off to the corner to get the ball back and shoot the quick catch and shoot three. No hyperbolic basketball comparisons in this commentary box. Jake McKinley, surely there was a foul there by Tom Cowie. Not called, but they get the basket. That gets us back to 53-43. Looking inside now for Meninga. Jake McKinley's very comfortable going one-on-one. They get late help from Cade Mudu there. That puts off Sam Meninga. That's something Sam needs to work on is passing out of the post, recognizing when he's drawn a second defender, third defender, and where the open people are on the court. That's, again, something he needs to work on. And Tamafama Asili gets to the rim, and it's back to 8. A little bit of momentum swinging here for Manawatu. Kruz again off that punch screen. Peter Jenkins with a great ball movement to Tom Cowie. Can't get it to go. Great box out for Matt O'Connell. And the run out for Tamafama Asili, and that'll cause the timeout for Harbour. A great little run there for Manawatu. And all of a sudden they're right back in it. The lead ballooned out a little bit to 11, 12 points, and they've done a great job of getting stops and then running out in transition and taking advantage of maybe a little bit of lax transition defense there from Harbour. So that's a great job from Manawatu. So if you're Matt Lacey, probably extolling the virtues of having the ball and not giving the ball to the other team. If they can limit their turnovers and just keep their composure a little bit, they'll be fine. Kruz Perrott-Hunt has played heavy minutes so far, and that's probably what's led to some of those turnovers but he's looked a little bit wary in the last few minutes or so. So it's something to consider. Maybe he needs a bit more rest. Ethan Mandino has proven himself to be a capable ball handler and creator off the bench. So maybe he's someone that gets leaned upon here. Manawatu, you have the momentum. You think you're good right now. You need to just keep knuckling down on defense, converting those stops into transition opportunities, and just keep doing what you're doing, really. That's, again, they'll feel very comfortable where they're at, Manawatu. They didn't play their best basketball in the first half, but they're still in a great position. And great job, Matt O'Connell, denying that handoff for Kruz. Peter Jenkins with the drive and kick for Sam Meninga. Kruz with the offensive rebound. And a travel. Brad Clive thinks there was a shuffle of the pivot foot. And looked like that was the case. So that's Manawatu ball. Quick little handoff. On-ball action. You see the Houston Rockets use a lot in the NBA. Kruz again with those active hands. It's his third steal. It's Kruz Perrott-Hunt's third steal. Kruz with the hang time. Finds Jaden Boucher in the corner and he splashes the three. Great job from Kruz, getting to the heart of the defense, having the athleticism to hang and find an option. And Jaden Boucher, great job sliding to the corner and knocking down the catch and shoot three. And again, Kruz again offers that great size as a point guard. He 6'2", 6'3", 6'4"-ish, and he really can rebound quite well for a player his size. Tom Cowell looked to come off the Peter Jenkins high on ball. And they get a nice little score at the shot clock. 1 second left on the shot clock, and that's such a big thing. Late shot clock execution can really be the difference at this level. Oscar Oswald's been quiet. As I say that, gets right to the rim. You'd love him to be more aggressive. He has shown that he can just get to the rim whenever he wants, really. So for Miles Pierce, I'm sure he's having some frank conversations with Oscar. Jaden wanted the three again. Opted not to take it and took the floater. So a nice little offensive contribution last couple of possessions from Jaden Boucher, who, like his father, is seen as more of a defensive stopper and intangibles glue guy. Oscar Oswald looks to go at him, and Jaden Boucher stays in front, contests the shot, relatively vertical. Manawatu might argue there was a bit of contact there, but in the pass, Kruz thought Peter Jenkins was popping, and Peter Jenkins started to roll to the rim, and the pass was a bit behind him, and it led to a turnover. And they called a foul there on Kruz. That might be his third. So that's something to consider now as Coach Matt Lacey takes out Kruz and Sam. So Tom Cowie is going to be relied upon a lot to generate the offense right now for Harbour. But this is good to see for Manawatu. Oscar Oswald getting to the rim, getting to the free throw line. The more aggressive he is, the better off your team's going to be. As Cade Muda, who's put in some really good minutes here, goes to the bench. It'll be interesting to see if the offense stagnates a little bit for Harbour here. There's, Tom Cowie would really be the only. Well, Jack Burton has played very well, to be fair to him. He's come off the bench and scored quite well, but Tom Cowie's the only shot creator as he slips on another wet patch on the court, and Jaden Boucher slips on the wet patch. Again, the moisture's becoming a little bit of an issue here. As Peter Jenkins sits on the court just to make it worse. being a bit melodramatic. Again, looking at the top scorers, Kruz, Perrott-Hunt with 17, Sam Menenga with 16 for Harbour, Jack Burton with 11, Tom Cowie still hasn't quite got going yet. He's only taken 6 field goals, so he's liable to go off at any point. You've got, for Manawatu, you've got, again, Jake McKinley and Matt O'Connell are the top scorers. They're in double figures, so 12 and 10 respectively. And I would not be surprised at all to see Oscar Oswald add to his 7 as the game goes on here. And Oscar Oswald with the length again gets a tip on that inbound pass and is adjudicated to have been standing on the baseline. I'm not entirely sure about that one, but that's how it's been called. Harbour bring the ball out top. Jack Burton coming off the screen. Peter Jenkins just muscles his way to the rim. He's right-handed, shoots right-handed, but a lot of his finishing is much more adept finishing to his left than Matt O'Connell, just with a smart, little goofy-footed Steve Nash finish there. So we're going back and forth a little bit here. Tom attacks the rim. Jack Burton, the hot hand. Can't get that one to drop, but Jaden Boucher with the typical offensive rebound. Just to get that hand off. Can't get it. 1 second on the shot clock. Peter Jenkins. Ideally, you don't want Peter Jenkins shooting a 3 there if you're Harbour. That's not his greatest strength. There might have been a travel there from Matt O'Connell. Lockie Scott to the rim and one. Again, he's another very experienced player. Him and Oscar Oswald have been the main duo going through the years with, as they were once called, Palmerston North and Manawatu in the reps. And he's another player who's not shy, not scared of the moment. If he's nice and aggressive, that's a great sign for Manawatu. And finishes the N1, so we're now down to a 6-point game. Again, we keep going back and forth here. Kruz with the handoff, trying to get Tom Cowie off that on ball. And they've called Lockie Scott for having his hands on Peter Jenkins there. Kruz comes off that on ball. Pulls the 3-pointer. Can't get it to drop. Matt O'Connell looks to push the ball in transition. Jaden Boucher again gets his hands on the ball, and that's out of bounds. So that's again just showing such a nuisance defensively. So intelligent and works so hard defensively. So many deflections and little offensive rebounds and just all that important intangible stuff. Won't show up in a box score, and that is Harbour ball there. Kruz did a great job of taking contact in his chest. Managed to force Oscar Oswald to turn the ball over there. So now we have Tom Cowie to come off a couple of screens, get the handoff from Peter Jenkins, or Caleb Langridge sprung free. Wasn't quite a passing angle. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Kruz draws the foul on Matthew O'Connell. I think that'll be his first. Both teams are in the bonus. So for the remaining 1 minute, 12 seconds, each time there is a foul, we will have free throws. So that's probably why you've seen both teams be really aggressive going to the rim. Both their coaches would have really emphasized that. Kruz knocks down the first free throw. so again, important time here for Manawatu. You'd really like to get a couple scores, couple of stops going into the next quarter. We get a good look inside. Cade Mudu can't get the drop. Well, that looked like that was off Kruz. Perrott-Hunt, yep. Lockie Scott came in with a great second effort there to disrupt that a little bit. So Manawatu have 13 seconds on the shot clock here. Great job by Jaden Boucher. Oof, that could have been Kruz's fourth. Jaden Boucher did a great job of forcing the inbound into a long pass there. Attack Kruz, Perrott-Hunt if you're Manawatu. Great job. Didn't get the foul call, but good aggressive effort. That would have been, I believe, that would have been Kruz Perrott-Hunt's fourth foul. Harbour up 6. Kruz looks to use the on-ball. Drives aggressively. Suffering from a bit of fatigue now. It looks like Caleb Langridge with the unorthodox fadeaway. Last shot time here for Manawatu. You want to make sure you are the last team that gets a shot up. I don't know if Matthew O'Connell's heard that message. He's turned the ball over. That's really poor there. He's an experienced player. He knows. You could tell in his face he knew what he'd done instantly. Tom drives into traffic. It's time. Oh, and Oscar Oswald banks in the 3 at the buzzer. Oh, a really poor clock management by both teams there. Tom Cowie turning the ball over, giving time for Oscar Oswald to get down the court and lope his way seemingly from his own three-point line to the opposition's three-point line in 2 lanky steps. And he banks home the buzzer beater, and that brings Manawatu within 3 points. And that's a great momentum shot there, and if you're Coach Matt Lacey, you're pulling your hair out a little bit. Such is the life of a coach. Again, the message from Manawatu, Miles Pearce will be very positive and calm and comfortable. He'll know they're in a good spot right now, particularly with a bit of that momentum. They were down 8 with a minute to go, and all of a sudden it's a 3-point game. And, you know, their message will be, we're right where we're at. Keep attacking Kruz Perrott-Hunt. He's on 3 fouls, and that would behoove you as a team to attack him, draw fouls. He's their key player, so they'll be looking to do that. If you're Harbour, limiting turnovers will be a big key. Getting back in transition will be a big key. And focusing on particularly Oscar Oswald. You don't want him going off right now, and maybe limiting Matthew O'Connell's dribble penetration a little bit as well. He's starting to get into the heart of the defense and find finishes for himself, and then driving penetration passes for other people as well. So it's an interesting battle. It's been a great game. It's been more competitive than our first game. Canterbury's just a bit too strong for Wellington. So these 2 teams will meet. The winner of this will meet Canterbury tomorrow in our Aon U19 Nationals national final. A lot on the line here. A lot of these kids have played reps together since under 13s, played through under 15s, under 17s, and this is for a lot of them it's their last go around playing reps for their association, playing with the kids they've grown up playing with, and they'd all love to end it with a national title, especially in this little rivalry these 2 teams have had throughout the years. So a lot on the line here as we go into the last 10 minutes of the game. I believe there's a bit of a dispute over who has possession of the ball. And it's been adjudicated to be Harbour ball. Miles Pearce seems none too pleased. All right, so here we go. Strap in, folks. It's going to be a good little half of basketball. An interesting little back screen there by Tom Cowie. Looks like a travel. Can't get it to go. And Lockie Scott looks to push in transition. Goes to that trusty left hand and one. There it is. Read the scouting report. You do not want to let him get onto that left hand. He's so dangerous in transition. Great at going through that contact and finishing with the left, and
If you're Harbour, you really want to make sure you take away that option from him. Again, that's something that Coach Matt Lacey would have addressed at the quarter time break. Limit those transition opportunities, get bodies in front of those people driving, and Lockie Scott finishes off the M1 play. We have a tie ball game, 64 apiece. Be interesting to see how Kruz Perrott-Hunt plays here, and he almost gets his own and one there as he lopes his way to the rim with long strides. It's good to see that his aggression hasn't been hampered by the fact that he's on those 3 fouls. The message, if you're Matt Lacey, is be smart, but don't be scared or conservative about it. Keep playing your natural game. No silly fouls, but if you ball in hand, trust your own intelligence, your IQ to make the right play. You can't get that free throw to drop. So Huey's missing out. Kruz normally a really good free throw shooter. It's 6 from 11. That's 7 from 12, and Harbour ekes in front, 65-64. McConnell for 3, can't get it to go. No box out there by Meninga. Thought there was a foul call, no foul call, but Matt McConnell gets that to go ahead. Sam Meninga needs to contest that shot and then box out. Sam Meninga looks to answer at the other end. He drops that 3 on the pop and gives Harbour the lead right back again. Oh, Matt again being really aggressive, looking to draw that foul on Kruz, and Kruz Perrott-Hunt recognizing that he can't get that 4th foul. Is a little bit conservative defensively there, and Matthew McConnell is getting after it. Great denial. Oh. And they've got a foul on Lockie Scott, and Kruz took a hard hit on the loose ball there. You hope he's okay. It looked like he took a shot to the head. You'd hope it's not too serious. Now he's rubbing that shoulder. Hopefully it's just a bit of a bump. He'll go off and get that seen to for hopefully not too long. We have a tie ball game at the North Shore Event Centre. A back and forth game. Harbour's had leads for most of it, but Manawatu's kept their composure. And they've worked their way back into the game with real savvy and experience here. Again, just having a few moisture issues on the court. Probably just a wet spot from where Perrott-Hunt went to the ground for the loose ball. Here we have Lockie Scott going at Jack Burton. They found a mismatch. Can't get the shot to finish, but I think Miles Pearce has identified where he thinks the mismatch is. If you have Jack Burton on you, you might be looking to go. And some great leadership down on the sideline here. Kruz on the bench has called Jack Burton over just to give him some instructions, give him a pat on the back. That's great leadership from Kruz there. And Lockie Scott makes the pair, and we have a 2-point lead for Manawatu. Tom Cowie brings the ball over halfway. Jaden Boucher open. Peter Jenkins aggressive on the drive. Sam Meninga in the mid-range, can't get it to go. It's a great stop there. Matt O'Connell coming off the screen, aggressive to the rim, and he's rejected by Peter Jenkins. Great help side defense, great instincts. Great to see Matthew O'Connell really aggressive, trying to get to the rim now. He's so dangerous off the dribble.
And that's a foul by Peter Jenkins. Looked a little slow there. Bit of fatigue setting in for Peter Jenkins, perhaps. Jake McKinley looks to go again at Peter Jenkins. 5 seconds on the shot clock now. Cade Mudu for 3. Oh, they've called a 2. I would assume that's not normally his game. He's been crashing the boards offensively really hard and working really hard on the boards and protecting the rim, but knocks down the big long distance shot when you need it. Harbour's under the pump here, and Oscar Oswald with the turnover. Lockie Smith in transition. Ooh, bit of contact. And the jump ball will be possession arrow for Manawatu. Harbour inbounded the ball at the start of the quarter. Now if you're Matt Lacey, you're wondering when you can get Kruz Perrott-Hunt back into the game. He's been your talisman for the whole game here. He's been making such good decisions, setting up his teammates, and looking a little bit lost offensively without him in the game. Jake McKinley and Peter Jenkins grill. That's a 3, and all of a sudden, Manawatu are up 7, and it could be panic stations here for Harbour. Tom Cowie looks to respond, short on the 3. Peter Jenkins crashes. Interesting foul call there. I think it was on Cade Mudu. Looked like he took that contact in his chest, walled up. Another storyline here is Harbour have committed 14 fouls, so every time Manawatu are fouled, they will go to the free throw line for the remaining 7 minutes. So they're going to keep being aggressive going to the hoop. Cade Mudu gets a big pat on the back from Miles Pearce. He's put in a great shift for his coach there so far. Sam Meninga got 3 defenders on him. Can't get the tough shot to drop, and they're struggling to score here, Harbour, and you've got to worry about this game slipping away a little bit here if you don't get a stop. And Lockie Scott almost did turn the ball over. He got in the air and realised his pass wasn't on, and that can be a danger when you look for those jump passes. Jack Burden for 3. Needed it. Big shot from Jack Burden. 4-point game. God, they were desperate for a basket there, Harbour. And Matt O'Connell gets to the rim. They don't have an answer for him right now. Back to a 6-point game. Tom Cowie coming off Meninga's punch screen. Tom Cowie from deep, and he hits it. Back and forth we go. 3-point game, and Lockie Scott with a great transition pass. Oh, and they've called a blocking foul there on Tom Cowie. Looked to have his feet set, but a great kick-ahead pass from Lockie Scott. He's really injected himself into the game really well in the second half. But some timely threes for Harbour, and we get Kruz Perrott-Hunt back in the game for Jaden Boucher. He's going to trust the hot hand of Jack Burden here. But they did well to weather that little storm there, Harbour, that it looked like it could potentially get away from them a little bit. And through some big shots from Jack Burden and Tom Cowie, they've managed to hang in. 3-point game, and again we deal with the moisture. And Jake McKinley knocks down that first free throw. And the second 5-point game. 5 minutes, 54 seconds remain. Peter Jenkins brings it over half court. Potentially could go at his man here. Backdoor, great backdoor. That chemistry, they've been playing together since they were under 13s. Peter Jenkins and Kruz Perrott-Hunt, rep level, school level. They have a great chemistry. Oh, and they've called a foul on Jack Burton reaching around on the post up, and it was probably the right call. Oscar Oswalt had position, and Jack Burton reached around to try and get a tip on the pass, and there was contact involved. So again, Manawatu in the bonus. And Oscar knocks down the first free throw. And hits the second. So it's back to a 5-point game. Kruz will look to get into that early punch screen there from Meninga on the pop. Sam, nice and aggressive. Miles Pierce wanted the foul call and the offensive push off, but he didn't get the call. And that might be the fourth on Kruz. No, they've called on Jack Burton. Very lucky. It looked like they were going to call it on Kruz Perrott-Hunt. It would have been his fourth, but they've called it on Jack Burton instead. Lucky break there for Harbour, potentially. It looked like Kruz was trying to draw the charge and may have shuffled his feet a little bit. Oh no, excuse me, Kruz was already on 4 fouls, so that would have been him fouled out on that play, so it would have been an even bigger call. And I told you it would be. Oh, Kruz on the defensive rebound, 4-point game. He looks to push it in transition. Great at using those eye fakes. Sam Meninga gets his shot tipped. Matt O'Connell dangerous in transition. Oscar, defensive breakdown from Harbour, and Matt Lacey calls a timeout. 6-point game. He needs to get his team together, get them composed. Can't be giving up those kinds of plays, those kinds of lapses. In a national semi-final in a fourth quarter, you can't give up easy baskets like that. So just a bit of a reset here for Harbour. Limit those turnovers. Just compose yourself. That'll be the main message for Harbour, and he's also going to just go maybe draw up a couple of the next offensive sets that he wants them to go through on the Manawatu side of things. Be aggressive. If you have Kruz Perrott-Hunt guarding you, you'll probably want to go right at him. He's on 4 fouls. He's out of the game if he commits another foul. So you're going to be aggressive going at him. It'll be interesting to see who Matt Lacey decides to hide Kruz Perrott-Hunt on defensively, which player he thinks is not the greatest threat offensively and therefore won't draw a foul out of Kruz Perrott-Hunt on the opposite end. So we'll see. Interesting little chess match here. For Harbour, they just need to stay solid defensively. And we've got Caleb Langridge and Peter Jenkins here. Interesting to see if that's... Kruz Perrott-Hunt is going to get denied here, so Tom Cowie streaks back. Helps out, so here we go. Interesting to see what Coach Lacey drew up here. Well, motion weak. Sam Meninga wasn't ready for the cross screen, I think. Tom Cowie off the on ball, looks to turn the corner. That little floater, can't get it to go. And Matt O'Connell, that's too easy. And that's probably what you give up by taking Peter Jenkins out of the game. Caleb Langridge just let him blow by there. And Kruz, great at using those head fakes, those eye fakes on his dribble. He got himself to the rim and drew a foul, so that'll be good just to calm them down. Oh, they haven't called a shooting foul, okay, forgive me. I thought they were calling a shooting foul there. Sam Meninga against Jake McKinley on the post. Gets it out, follows his pass, went on ball. Ooh, tough call, looked like a moving screen for mine. They've called a foul on Humberston North now, both teams are in the bonus. And that's not a great look from Sam Meninga. That was a tired shot, and in a dangerous situation here. Down 8. Too easy. And they've caught an over the back foul there on Manawatu. That was, they gave up that look at the rim. They didn't have to pay for it. And it will be 2 shots, so that's almost an ideal outcome if you're Harbour. They got away with not boxing out, and they get 2 free throws down the other end. So knocks down the first. Let's make it a 7-point game. And the second one rims out. So again, stops are the order of the day here for Harbour. Oscar Oswald slips on a wet spot. Lockie Scott felt like he got fouled there, but no call. Kruz looks his envelope, skips it over to Tom Cowie. Kruz gets the rim. What a finish, and one. Got to the heart of the defense, hung, drew the contact, finished with the left. Such a silky play from Kruz Perrott-Hunt. It'll be his 24th point of the game, I believe, on 14 field goal attempts. They want to knock down this free throw. He hasn't been up to his usual standard from the free throw line. Shooting 7 for 12 from the free throw line so far. Can't get that one to drop. Sam Meninga with the extra effort. Oof, and they couldn't take advantage of the offensive rebound. That's the kind of stuff you'll look back on if you're Harbour. Great job by Jaden Boucher staying in front of Tamafama Asili. Gets past Cowie. Too easy. Again, oh, look, could have been a travel. Caleb Langridge for a big 3, and he drops it just when they needed it. 4-point game. They need a stop here. Oh, could have been a foul. Uh-oh, you don't want him open for a 3. Jake McKinley couldn't get it to drop. But Tamafama Silly comes up with the rebound. There's a tip out by one of the Manawatu players. 2 minutes to go, 4-point game. Travel, they've called a travel there on Tamafama Silly. You'll feel aggrieved if you're Manawatu. Probably the right call. There've been a couple of moments here where you felt like Harbour was dead in the water a little bit, and they've just managed to hit timely shots. Tom Cowie coming off the screens. Kruz look for the screen at the top. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Tom Cowie looking for it. Kruz for the catch and shoot 3. Big time. 1-point game. 87-88. Manawatu has the 1-point lead. We've got 1 minute 40 to go. Matt O'Connell goes at Tom Cowie. Great offensive rebound from Oscar Oswald. And he drew the foul on the shot. There's a lot of contact on that Matthew O'Connell drive, and Miles Pearce wanted the foul call, wasn't to come, but Oscar Oswalt came out with a big offensive rebound, and we'll go to the free throw line now. But what a big three from Kruz Perrott-Hunt down the other end. I believe that's 27 points for Kruz Perrott-Hunt now. Again, we just deal with a bit more moisture on the court. Matthew O'Connell is 23 now. Jake McKinley on 17, Oscar Oswalt 12. And Lockie Scott 12 big points off the bench. Big free throws here. Not the end of the world though. It's important here that for Harbour they get a good shot, no matter if they're down 3, they don't need a 3. They just need to get the best possible shot. No rush to get a 3 with this amount of time left in the game. This guy well calmly knocks down that first free throw. 2-point lead now for Manawatu. And makes the second, so it's a 3-point game. Again, Harbour don't need a 3 here. They just need to play patient basketball, find the best possible shot. Kruz comes off the on-ball, gets to the rim, drops it off for Caleb Langridge. What a pass. What a play. Oh, Oscar Oswalt thought there was a whistle. It was from another court, I believe, and he turned the ball over. Oh my goodness. Another classic Boucher play from Jaden Boucher. Kruz comes off the on-ball. Caleb Langridge. Oof, that pass wasn't quite accurate enough. Tom Cowie. Kruz for the lead. No good. Caleb Langridge fouls. Caleb Langridge has just fouled out of the game, I believe. He throws his mouth guard off in disgust. Fortunately, the referees didn't witness that. And Peter Jenkins will check back into the game. It was a big shot there to take the lead. Oscar Oswalt will calmly walk to the other end of the court to shoot free throws. He always has just such a composed look about him. Not to put the mockers on him. I hope I haven't cursed him yet. No, he's too cool. Even for my curse. 2-point lead. Defensive rebound. Any potential defensive rebound is massive here for Harbour. And Sam Meninga gives it up. Loose ball. It's a jump. And it's Harbour possession. With 44 seconds to go, down 2. Harbour has the ball. And Matt Lacey will use this little, again, the very frequent moisture breaks we're having now. We'll use this little moment to relay information to Sam Meninga and Peter Jenkins about what he wants them to do here. You'd have to think Kruz Perrott-Hunt coming off an on-ball is your best option here. Kruz Perrott-Hunt currently sitting down in the left corner here. So potentially he'll come off a couple stagger screens, or a screen and then an on-ball, handoff, something for Kruz Perrott-Hunt you would assume. But what a game we've had here so far. Back and forth, especially this fourth quarter. Lots of lead changes. Two really evenly matched teams, two talented teams, two really committed, hard-working teams. So Kruz comes off the double on-ball screen. Looks for Tom Cowie. Floater in the lane, can't get it to go. Gets it out to Meninga for the lead. Jenkins. Oh, and they call a foul. That is a controversial call. It was clean up top. I don't know about the contact down low. Wow, that is, talk about when you need a big offensive rebound. Peter Jenkins comes through. Goes to the free throw line. Knocks down the first calmly. Now it'll be interesting to see what happens here. If he makes this free throw, Manawatu will probably have the last shot. If he misses, Harbour will need to foul, but Peter Jenkins comes through in the clutch and Miles Pearce calls a timeout. Peter Jenkins comes through big with the clutch free throws. But if you're Manawatu, you would feel a bit aggrieved there. There was a bit of a controversial call. Looked like there was a lot of verticality on that foul call, but anyway, they must move past it now. Interesting to see what the strategy will be for Harbour. Defensively, what are they doing? Are they switching on balls? Are they just going to stay? Are they going to try and keep the ball out of Matthew O'Connell's hands? Or are they just going to play straight up as they've done throughout the whole game? If you're Manawatu, you have a variety of options. You could look to exploit any mismatch you may feel like you have. Maybe Jake McKinley against a Sam Meninga, or maybe it's just put the ball in Matthew O'Connell's hands, let him create, hold it for the last shot, make sure you are the last team to shoot the ball. Or maybe you look to draw something up for Oscar Oswald. I know there's a great relationship between Miles Pearce and Oscar Oswald. There's a lot of trust there. So that would also, that would seem to be a potential option as well for Manawatu. But what a game we've had. And that we've reached that beautiful moment in a basketball tournament where all the other games have stopped. We're all watching one game. And I'm sure we're in for a great moment here. No matter what happens, it's going to be exciting. Oscar Oswald to inbound. Peter Jenkins on Jake McKinley. Sam Meninga. So Tom Cowie has got Matthew O'Connell. Kruz, Perrott-Hunt on Oscar Oswald. That's interesting. So Matthew O'Connell going to hold for the last shot here. Look to use the on ball. Kruz is staying in front. Oscar Oswald looks to drive for the win. Can't get it to go. Tamafamo Silly can't get it to go. Oscar Oswald for the win. Oscar Oswald at the buzzer. That was good. It looked good to me. Referees are deciding. Basket counts. And a foul. Surely with no time on the clock. Oscar Oswald with the offensive rebound and the putback at the buzzer. Are they putting any time back on the clock? That'll be the only question here. It'll be 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, it'll be very negligible. So we're going to get a quick replay. I think we'll get a replay of that buzzer beater to you after this. There's 0.6 seconds left. You'd think Oscar Oswald's going to miss this on purpose. Oh, timeout. Harbour have life. They are down 3 with 0.6 seconds to go. Oscar Oswald tried to miss it, but it just bobbled in, and that's frustrating if you're Manawatu, but he can't help but put the ball in the hoop, it seems. What a play, though. So we'll go check the replay of that buzzer beater, or go-ahead shot. But if you're Harbour here, you've got time for a catch and shoot opportunity. Obviously, it has to be a 3. It'll be interesting to see what play Matt Lacey has in his arsenal. Your expectation would be that it's for a Kruz, Perrott-Hunt or a Tom Cowie. Maybe there's an opportunity for the defense to over-key in on those players, and maybe a Sam Meninga gets open for a 3. Looks like they're going to roll with Jaden Boucher and Peter Jenkins as well on the court. Jaden Boucher's a capable 3-point shooter. Peter Jenkins not recognised as such. It'll be interesting to see who we have as our inbounder. It might. So they've got Tom Cowie inbounding the ball, which is interesting with 0.6 seconds to go. Jaden Boucher started low by himself. And that's the game. Manawatu pulls it out. Great resilience. What a game we've had here at the North Shore Event Centre. Manawatu knock out the hosts in dramatic fashion. What a game. Thank you so much for joining us. We have our women's semi-finals coming up after this. Please join us for that. We're just going to go watch the replay on that Oscar Oswald shot. So here's the replay on that. The game winner from Oscar Oswald. So Matt McConnell was looking to hold it for the last shot, or a late shot. Came off the on ball, looked to get Oscar Oswald open. Couldn't get that first look with Harbour. The story of the game a little bit, they couldn't quite secure that defensive rebound. Oscar Oswald, the great extra effort. And what a game we've had. So Manawatu advances to the boys' national final against Canterbury tomorrow. We have our women's semi-finals coming up after this. Harbour versus Taranaki. Please join us for that. Thank you.